Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for being here. And if you're new to my channel, so hi, my name is Gab and today I'm here with some book recommendation for beginners. So if you want to just get started with reading, or if you just want to enhance your reading habits, and looking into the current situation, if you're just looking for a new habit to acquire, so you got the one that is reading, and this is the best option that you can get ever. So here I'm going to talk about some of the books that are super short for the beginners to begin with, and they're quick and easy to understand, but with the same time they have a good knowledge and they teach you a great stories. And these books are super short to finish, that you won't feel lengthy or boring. You won't feel anything bad about these books, and you will just finish these books in quick succession, and it will develop a reading habit in you. And I have here some short books too. That's why I said for beginners, because if you're a beginner, you don't want to get started with the big books or books that have more than 300 pages, because that's hard for any beginner, and I can understand it. So that's why I have here some short books that have maximum 200 pages, but they have a very beautiful and great stories. So that's why I have included these books in this recommendation. And these books are not in any particular order, because I have just plugged this out from my bookshelf just for you guys, so that you can just read and know about these books. And once you will just read these books and you will love it, then automatically you will just begin a habit of reading, and then more 300 pages will not be any problem for you. So that's why I have just selected this book. So without further ado, let's get started. So the very first book that I have here is Animal Farm by George Orwell, and obviously you must have heard about these books a lot. So that's why this is on first number, because it has only 95 pages and this is quick to finish, and I think that you will love it. And the only problem with this book is that it has a really small fonts that might cause problem to some of the readers, but otherwise it has a brilliant story. And this book has great potential to teach you a very hard lessons in a very good way, and you will just absolutely love it, because this book is funny, entertaining, as well as it just teach you a lot of good stuff. So basically this follows these animal farms where all type of animals are living, and Manor Farm is really drunkard and he is lazy, so he don't look after his animals that much. So there is these two pigs, Napoleon and Snowball, who just made all the animal revolt against humankind. And this is a really great story to begin with, because it just teach you the human behavior as well as the animal behavior in a very funny manner. So this is a great book to get started with. And the next book in my list is a quite famous one, and I am damn sure that you must have heard about it, or most of you have actually read about it. So this book is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and this is the book that most of the people have read. And this book also has a potential to teach you a great stories in a very simple and effective manner. And this book follows this shepherd boy who just went on a journey to in the search of treasure in the Egypt, and in this journey he just learned a lot of great lessons for himself and for his life. So this is a really great story to read, and this is also a short story, and I think this is not more than how many pages? Just wait a second. I think it is not more than 200 pages. It must not have, and I don't know how much is this. Okay, this is 161 pages long, so this is not a very long book to read. That's why I said in the very beginning that these all books are just below 200 pages, so it is quite easy to read, and this font is also great to read, so you won't have any problem reading this book, so just go for it. The next book in the list is a fictional one, and that is Once Upon a Genie by Durya Kapasi, and this title already told you that this include a genie, and so this is a fictional story, but this also has a great message to interpret, and this is a really good story because this is about a relationship between a human and a genie. So this is just entertaining, and you will just learn a lot of things about this book. and I think this one is a great book to read because this is also a short one, but it has a good printing, and this is just 181 pages long, so you will just enjoy it because this has some magical and wonderland just kind of things, so you will absolutely love it if you love fictions. The next book is my all-time favorite book, and I just love this book from all my heart because this has such a dimensional story, and this is a story of love, not between just two people but with parents, with friends and everything. So this is quite a definition of love, I can say, and that's why this is my all-time favorite book. And this is Butterfly Met Hurricane by Balakartiga M, and this has a great story, as I told you, and this just follows a relationship between parents and their parents' love story, and this has such a great sacrificial relationship, and you will just love this book and will learn a new story and new definitions of love with this book. So just go for it because this is one of the least hype book that I think, and most people should read it because this has really great story. This book is just 178 pages long, so this is not a very thick book, but this story is really thick and it will just stay with you forever. And as the synopsis of this book say, that this book is the journey of a daughter, a mother and a best friend through love, betrayal, death and preserved memories. So this is absolutely true about this book, so I think that everyone should definitely read this book. The next book I have here is Black Beauty by Anna Sewell, and this is another animal story. This includes a horse, and it is the story of a horse who just go through different phases in her life, and this is just 193 pages long, and this is a story of horse, as I've said, and this just belong to a horse who is just going through different phases from master to master. This story talk about the different phases and the relationship between an animal and owner of the animal, and different kinds of things that happen or people don't understand about animals. So this has a great potential to just understand. If you are animal lover, you will absolutely love this, and if you don't love animals, that doesn't matter because you are absolutely going to love this book, because then you will be able to understand the feeling and their status of any animal. So this is another great story that you must read. The next book is another of a story of an animal, and this time it is a goat. Believe me, I did not want it, I have no intention to make it a book recommendation based on animals. It just happened coincidentally, so I had no intention to include it because now we have 3 books that include animals. This one with different kinds of animals, this one with a horse story, and this one is with goat. It's just mere coincidence, so that's all right. So this book is Geopony, the story of a black goat by Perumal Murugan, and this is translated by N. Kalyan Raman. So this book is about this goat kid Ponchi, who just one day come to life of an old couple, and they just tried all their best to just keep this goat alive, and in a very little time this goat become the center of their lives, and it become their happiness. So this story has the strongest emotional story that I think ever written about an animal and human behavior. So this is a greatest story that I have read because there is a lot of things that's going on, and it just portrays the human nature and the animals' emotions together, and how they are connected and how they feel about each other. So this is a brilliant story that have been ever written, so I think just you should read it because this small goat is just amazing, and how she just survived her life, and with her coming ages she just learned a lot of things and just come to know about a lot of things. So this is a brilliant story that I think everyone should read. And by the way, this is just 173 pages long, so another one that I forget to mention. This is a good book. And the next book that I have here is Gulbadan by Gulbadan, and this is the most beautiful book cover that I have on myself, and I just loved it because this has some good combination of red and purple and sky blue all that, and this is super good. And this is just let me think, this is just 165 pages long, and this is a historical fiction. Obviously the name suggests you Gulbadan, because this is about Gulbadan Begum, the youngest daughter of Babur and the sister of Humayun, who just ruled Delhi Sultanate, and they were the major ruler of the Delhi Sultanate, a Mughal emperor, I can say. So they were the major rulers at that time, but this story is about Gulbadan Begum by her perspective, what all were going in Delhi during the Mughal Empire. So this is just the portrait of her story. This is not the whole collection. The whole thing is, I just think she has written Humayun Nama. In this you will get all the information, but this has some information about their lives and basically her life, how she just survived in those conditions. At the Mughal Empire time, women were not had that freedom to get literate or write a book, but she was the only scholar at that time, so she just portrayed this story very brilliantly, and I think this is a great one to read, so must read it. And the last book in my list is The Archer by Paulo Coelho, and this is another one of my most favorite books that I read this year, I guess. Yeah, in the very beginning of the year, and I just loved it because this has a great potential to motivate you and to just make you positive thinking and make you happy. So there are a lot of things to learn from this, and I just think that I can put it in self-help books, though I'm not a great fan of self-help books, but this has the great potential to just motivate you and help you do your work properly. So this is just 130 pages long, but this story is great. The lessons and the teachings and everything about this book is good. This will teach you all your life lessons through archery, and you will just relate with it. I'm damn sure that you will relate it, because this is superbly written, and this is the best book that I could recommend to anyone who just want to get motivated or want to just self-realization, that kind of thing. So this will be the best book that anyone could read. So this is the one of the best book that you should absolutely read. So that's it. That's what I wanted to recommend you to, guys, and these are especially for the people that who don't like to read but they want to get started somehow. So you can just get started with these books because they are super short and super amazing books to teach you a lot of things in one go. So I think that you should go for it, and these are the best book to get started with. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video very soon. So thank you so much for watching.